I think there was a sense that, his career was winding down. This was going to be his last gasp, diplomatically, professionally. I don't think anyone, even particularly him, thought that it would be his last gasp, literally. In some ways, he was another battlefield casualty. Above all, to a reporter, Richard Holbrooke was God's gift to journalism. He was brilliant, at times indiscreet. He loved to make friends with journalists, I think both because he enjoyed their company genuinely, but also because he was a master manipulator of the media, or tried to be. It was a great game, and it was just more than anything else fun. I think he taught every journalist that he dealt with to be very careful, both in how they covered what Holbrooke was up to, and frankly, in taking some of what he said with a grain of salt, particularly when he occasionally talked about his rivals in the diplomatic landscape. This was a guy who really, really understood how the media worked, understood how to feed the beast. He always had a nice hunk of red meat to give you if you were a friend of his, a journalistic friend. But you had to be careful to check it out and make sure that that you got the other side of the story. The first time I ever met Richard Holbrooke, I don't know, 13, 14 years ago, he was mad at me. And the last time I ever talked to him, which was just a little over a week ago, he was also mad at me. And that was very characteristic. The first time it was all about, I was then with Newsweek magazine, it was all about a headline that he absolutely hated, but many of us actually thought kind of captured part of his personality, and the headline was, "But enough about me." When I talked to him a little over a week ago, I was doing a story on John Kerry for National Journal. I wanted to hone in on Kerry and the stuff I was finding out about him, and of course Holbrooke wanted to step back and view the whole landscape, as he always did, and did it brilliantly. And I kept interrupting him, trying to get him to go back to Kerry, and finally he got mad at me and he said, "Look, you want to hear the whole thing, or let's end this conversation now." I would say to him, particularly now with a new sense of mortality about his life, please, Mr. Ambassador, please, Dick. I always called him Dick, even though his wife Connie didn't like the name Dick. Leave yourself enough time to write that memoir. Please do that, and make sure. I would hope that you would reserve a nice little piece for me as an exclusive. Would you do that for me? That's the question I would ask him.